What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Tabbie Talks video podcast. For those of you who are new here, I'm Tabbie. And for those of you who are not new here, thank you so much for joining me week in, week out, coming back, listening, giving me all your positive comments and feedback. I really appreciate your support because I really love doing this, and I love the fact that somebody is enjoying it. Doesn't matter how many or where you're at, I just appreciate you being here, and I hope you enjoy your time here. You know, a couple things I do want to just talk about today, mostly just has to do with being grateful, being thankful. It's sort of something that I get started talking about regularly, but I also think it's just so important, and I just want to remind you that everything I talk about here does come from my heart, and the beautiful thing about it is you can take it or leave it, whatever. If you aren't really feeling it, you're gonna be like, we'll pause you and listen to you later, Tabbie. But if you are feeling it, that the most I could ask for is just to continue to bring light into your life a little bit, because you certainly bring light into mine. I do want to remind you that if you're not already following me on my social media pages, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And I do have a website. All you have to do is search for Tabbie Talks. That's Tabbie Talks, Talks. And if you go to my website, it's .com. If you're on Instagram or any of those social media outlets, you just type Tabbie Talks. Remember, this is not only an audio podcast, it's also a video podcast. So you can find me on YouTube, and weekly, I only used to just post an image with a quote in there. Usually I try to make them up myself, but I do also pull some quotes that really light me up or really resonate with me. But this week I've actually started a segment which I hope you guys are enjoying. It's called Positivity Time. Get it? Like Tabbie Talks? Yeah. And it's just these little mini clips that instead of just posting the image with the quote, which I really do love, I also am just reading those quotes aloud. So, I like the visual, I like the video, and I'm hoping eventually one day I'll just be able to have a little Tabbie Talks show. And so just trying to prime you guys for seeing my face on the regular. And I think I just hit the microphone, so I hope you didn't get any problems with that. Anyway, so the spotlight, that's what time it is right now. And that is the time of the podcast where I shine my light on the topic of the week. And the topic for this week is, if you weren't expecting rain, be thankful for the free water. Pretty good, right? Pretty symbolic of a lot of different things that we have going on in our life. The first things that are coming to mind is, when you think of rain, you think of it dampening things, like when you're talking about actual rain. But rain is one of those words that can be universal for understanding that there's maybe bad things going on in your life. We think of storms and all of those kind of verbiage that goes along with having rain and experiencing rain in your life. So, there's just a couple of things that are coming to mind that I want to elaborate on a little bit further today. One, I'm going to talk about like in the physical sense. In the physical sense, I'm talking about actual rain. How many of you guys have tried to plan a barbecue or a kid's birthday party or some type of special event, and it's going to entail being outside? Yep. In case you're not watching, my hand just went up because I've tried to do that too. I've tried to plan something, and all week long, or even for as far out as the forecast will take me, and I'm thinking it's like 10 days, I will be looking ahead like, actually, I think it's 15 days. If I'm going on vacation or, I am looking at the radar as far out as I can possibly see it. Even though I know that it's not a real high probability that it's going to stay that way, I always anticipate that the weather is very fluid, and Lord knows the people who predict it, they have a hard time doing that. I'm just saying it nicely. I don't know what it's like to be a weather person, so I'm not upset with them about it. I just figure the weather's got to be unpredictable, right? Much like life. We have no idea when storms are going to make their way into our life. We have no idea when we're going to experience a drought, right? Or a big, huge storm. because life is unpredictable. However, back to my former physical sense, we're checking the forecast, we're trying to plan for our big day or our vacation coming up. And what happens when we see rain in the forecast? Especially when we want to be outside. We're really bummed out. We're like, I want to be outside this day. We're supposed to go on the boat. We're supposed to have this barbecue. We're supposed to do this, and this. So my advice is, when you have that going on, no matter what the forecast says, number one, don't let it steal your peace today. Don't let it steal your joy. Don't let it steal the joy of your future self either. So if there's rain, there's rain. There's absolutely nothing you can do about the actual rain, but there is something that you can do in case there is rain, right? You can find another plan. I know sometimes refundable stuff, we're not going to get down to the nitty gritty. Okay, I know that there are some situations, but what we are going to talk about is you could make a plan for a different day possibly, or you could plan for shelter. Okay, so if you're going to have a barbecue, hopefully it's in the budget, but you could plan to move your event to a garage or get some of those outside tents. You could make the best of the situation. I know it's not ideal, but the important part is that don't be upset about whatever's going to be happening in the future. Don't waste today being upset about it. Plan for it. Plan around it. Plan for what's to come. You can never be, you might not be able to plan for everything, but you can be prepared to the best of your ability. And just accept it, because no matter what, especially if you're having a barbecue or you're going on vacation, you're going to have fun. Your family's going to come over, or you're going to go to a beautiful place, and it's going to be a great time no matter what. So don't let it steal your peace today. Don't let it steal your joy today. Don't let your negativity and your unhappiness or the idea of something bad happening disrupt not only yourself, but the people around you, because we all know that we tend to talk about the things that we're not looking forward to. Oh my gosh, it's going to be this. Oh my gosh, it's going to be that. It's just spreading negativity, and you're giving something, you're giving something like the rain, your power, which doesn't sound like a good idea. And the other part of that is to just be thankful for the free water, right? So I did mention it very purposefully that we experience droughts in our life. And what happens when there's a drought? We are begging for rain. We are begging for an abundance and for a flow of something to come and wash away, fill in the blank. Sometimes we actually just really need rain. How many of you have dead grass out there, or no grass at all? Or, there are many people that would love nothing more than rain. Okay, so in your mental and emotional aspect, although I've talked about those, don't let it steal your joy, your peace, your happiness, I can't emphasize saying, if you're upset about planning a party and rain, or you're upset because you're going to go on vacation or you're going to go and do something, think about how wonderful that is. Think about what an amazing gift it is to be able to go and do that thing. If you're going on vacation, guess what that means? You get to go on vacation. You have enough money to take yourself, should I say, from this place and go to this place. Not everybody has that luxury, and it truly is a luxury. If it's about a party, think about the people who don't have the means to do it. And I'm not saying that you necessarily do, but again, you can always imagine that the things that are in your life, the actual present tangible things that you have in your life or that you're planning for in your life, is a gift. It's not something you should be taking for granted. And if we could do it on major things, if we're looking forward to, say, our wedding day, or a big event for our children or ourselves, and if we can find a way to be mindful of the fact that on these special days coming forward, we're so thankful to just be able to do those things, that means you've probably been doing your work. You've probably been taking your baby steps in being thankful for everyday things, so that when the big things come, you can be extra thankful. I can really appreciate planning for something and it not going the way you want it to. But I can tell you that in a general sense, I'm a pretty happy person. I really do appreciate the small things in life, and I really can look at the other side of the coin. Not all the time. I'm still human, but in most situations, I can just appreciate whatever small thing is happening. I can try to find the other side. Like if I don't want to get up in the morning for work, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. I'm thankful to have a job. I'm thankful for the breath that I breathe. There's a lot of those things. If I'm stuck in traffic, I really like to believe that God is preventing me from getting to where I need to go because he can see something that I can't. And I like to live my life happy. That's it. So it can be looked at as naive or maybe ignorance is bliss type thing, but I don't. I think it's just about making a conscious effort to be mindful and thankful for today. Because I want to be happy. I love feeling this way. I love bringing joy to other people. I love not feeling like anybody or anything else has control over me. I love feeling like I am in control of my life and my disposition. And I will say that 98%, I'm terrible at math, which I'm fine with, but most of the time I am 100% in control of my thoughts, my ideas, and my disposition. What I reflect on the outside is truly significant of the work that I've been doing on the inside. I work hard in my mind to make sure that what I'm reflecting is accurate depiction of how I want to be, to portray myself. Because I love being happy. I love bringing joy to people. And I love feeling good. For me, I love feeling good. I love feeling happy. I love feeling connected to my inner self. I love feeling like good. I can't really explain it any other way than that. It's for me. I enjoy feeling good. And I hope you enjoy feeling good too. Because if you have that, then we definitely have a foundation that we can start building off of. And I feel like it's got to be natural. I mean, who really wants to feel bad? Nobody wants to feel bad. Nobody wants to feel angry. Nobody wants to feel negative or not grateful. I'm sure of that. But you have to be mindful. And, something that's kind of fun is every once in a while, if I find myself becoming really negative, I like to do like a 24-hour challenge, or I'll joke with my husband and tell him he has to take a 24-hour challenge of not being negative. And that will really start to reveal to me how I've been thinking. Because when I find myself thinking positively, I notice I've been feeling positive. I've been thinking positive for a period of time. Same thing as when I've gone through the periods of time in my life where I've not been really happy and I'm waking up and it's so much effort to feel good, and I just have that feeling inside of me that I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that, and I'm not pleasant to be around and I don't want to be around anybody. It's not usually just a one-day thing. It's usually been coming. Like maybe I don't know. I don't need to go over that. I think you know where I'm going with this is that your positivity will breed positivity and your negativity will breed negativity. So I like to do these little 24-hour challenges. If I feel like I'm being a little negative, I'll say, okay, for the next 24 hours, I'm not allowed to say anything negative. And it's so funny because you'll find these like small ways of going like, well, I'm not saying it's negative, but it's usually lighthearted and joyful. So my suggestion is, if you are feeling disconnected from yourself, if you're feeling like, gosh, I've just been so short-fused with maybe my kids or my family member or coworkers, or just maybe you've worn a really good mask, but truly in your heart, you're feeling not positive, or you just feel like you're unhappy about things, I want you to take a 24-hour challenge. I want you to try to challenge yourself for 24 hours, not to say a single bad thing. Not one. See how far can you get, and how different do you feel at the end of the day or the next day. And guess what? If that 24-hour challenge goes well, do another 24 hours, do another 24 hours, do another 24 hours, blah, 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 blah. Just keep going. Keep it going. And I will say that if you slip up and you backpedal and something negative comes out, guess what? Start all over. It's no big deal. Start your 24-hour clock over. From whenever that happens, just start over. And I think that you will see, just like me, that you feel better. And isn't that the point? To feel good. That's what should be happening right now. You should be living every day of your life happy and fulfilled and joyful and thankful. I hope that these little podcasts and these videos are lighting up your week. I hope that they're lighting up your day. I hope that it just lit up the last 16 minutes of this show for you. And if these are resonating with you in any way, do me a favor and drop a comment. Tell me something positive so that I can just know that I'm heading in the right direction. I mean, I feel great about the direction I'm heading, but I love to hear from you too, because I know that when we come together in a collective way, we can help lift each other up. I like to keep these short, these micro podcasts, micro video casts, because I want you just to be able to listen quickly and be able to move on and go and do what you have to do. So I really just want to thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming back here, watching me. I want to remind you that all of the changes I talk about, all of the ways that you could be living, all of those things happen in small ways. It's about the little things in life that we change, our way of thinking, that leads to big changes in our physical worlds. So just remember that those small little steps that you're taking are going to take you to the destination that you seek, no matter what destination that is. So just keep making those mindful decisions to be a little more positive today, to think a little bit lighthearted, to be more grateful, and you will have a life filled with blessings and abundance. Thank you guys again so much for listening. And I just want to remind you, keep shining your light because the world needs it.